Hello, my name is Joy Macknight, Transaction Banking and Technology Editor at The Banker, and I'm here with Jeff Bosland, Global Head of Treasury Services at JPMorgan. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about some of the trends and maybe some of the innovation that you're seeing in global transaction banking?
Sure. I mean, some of the trends that we've been seeing, obviously, it's a challenging environment for clients, one in which they're looking for returns, one in which they're looking for money to move quicker with more security. So a lot of the things we're seeing is toward the technological innovation front and the security of money. So a lot of the old processes and ways that money used to move are under review, if you will. And the market is transforming from paper-based and electronic and even old ways of moving money from bank to bank to bank to quicker ways of doing that. And we are focusing very much on the client's needs around that. As well as with the negative rate environment, clients are looking for better return on their money. So it's a similar theme for us in that we're trying to aggregate money around the world in places where it can earn a better return for clients, working capital. Part of doing that is having that capability, but also part of doing that is the ability to move money quickly. So if you aggregate money in a certain currency with a higher return, you can move it or just-in-time fund it into another location where a client may need to make a payment same day or next day. So it's a similar theme. The clients are looking for operational efficiency, they're looking for better transparency in their money, they're looking for better returns, and they're looking for higher security, as you know, around the whole cyber fraud issue.
Okay, and so what is JPMorgan doing specifically to really help its clients get over some of these hurdles that you've mentioned?
Well, some of the things we've done, we've built out our product capabilities. So a lot of what I mentioned also has an FX component to it, so they may need to convert currency. So we've built out our capabilities globally on that front. We can now execute in about 120 currencies around the globe. And then we are also very much working on our technology and innovation. I think in this day and age, it's pretty obvious that the banking industry needs to transform itself and become much more focused on technology. I'm not going to say we're going to become a technology company, but we have to have a very strong element of that, both as a firm and as an industry, if we're going to be able to serve the needs of the clients going forward. So we are investing in things like distributed ledger technology, which is very much in the blockchain view. And we're running a pilot internal on our books now in a few locations to see how that will work. And we do expect that eventually to be coming to market. So we're doing those types of things, as well as, I won't say track and trace, but I will say in our global payments strategy and the development of our products, in addition to be able to operate in all the currencies I mentioned, we are absolutely giving clients the transparency of where their money is. So effectively, if you think about all the data we have, we're starting to share it with clients. And that's more based on API technology, where the data can be interactive, because we have a lot of information. Our clients don't always have it, or can't always see where the market's moving its money and when, and we're working on that very much.
Okay, and in the context of a global move to real-time payments, what are the challenges to that actual move, do you think?
Well, I think the biggest challenge is getting the technology right. That would be one. Two, it's regulatory. It's not that easy to move money to all locations. Certain countries have restrictions about the data leaving their country and the ability to operate really cross-border. I think we're fortunate in that we have a strong foreign correspondent bank business that we've had for a long time, and that's given us a certain level of expertise on natural cross-border transactions. Now we've layered on the if you will, the local payments and currency around that. So the expertise we've had in the foreign correspondent bank business, we can now move to the corporate side, if you will, and a lot of the things I'm talking about. So it's not just cross-border in dollars or euros or any one currency. It can be multi-currency, which brings a lot of the other benefits that I mentioned with respect to return on money, but also the transparency and the ability for the clients to aggregate in places where they're comfortable. But around that, there's the other challenge for us and the clients is the regulatory framework and the ability to work through local regulatory rules as well as global ones in the type of activity I'm talking about. We are very much in close dialogue with regulators, and we're on top of the regulations, and I think from our perspective, we've worked hard at that the last few years, and we have a certain amount of expertise or even advisory that we can offer to clients on that and help them through, because it's really impacting everyone. It's not just the banks, it's really all clients around the globe.
And so what do you think are the hot topics here at Sibos in Geneva?
The hot topic is clearly faster payments and better technology, but faster, cheaper, quicker, more transparent on the payment side, returns on the liquidity side and return on balances, and then cyber, clearly a big one, well documented over the course of the last year. It's something that we as a firm have seen quite a bit of over the last 3 years, and we've seen an increase in fraud attempts, if you will, every single year, significant increase. We've done a lot of things over the last couple of years as a company. First of all, we invest about $9 billion in our total technology to do a lot of the things that I talked about, but specifically on the fraud and cyber front, about $600 million a year as a firm. And that's protecting our firm as well as our clients' information and their payments. And within our own treasury services business, we built a lot of tools related to fraudulent potential payments for our clients, and things like locations where they don't usually send money, or malware detection on their machines where we notice something that they may not know themselves, and just controls around really the types of payments they're sending and where they're going, and we take a view into that, and that's a challenge in itself. So you can build controls and tools, but then they've got to work for the client, and you can't inhibit their business too much. And that's been a learning process for us and our clients, but I think we're doing it quite well, and quite frankly, we'll continue to invest in it, because I don't think you can ever do enough in this space, but it's going to remain a very hot topic.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Jeff. I hope you have a good conference.
Thank you very much for having me.